Oh! I can just take and push this up in weather, or if you're camped in bear country, you just close and latch those sides off.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our next video. So today we get a chance to talk to Eugene. Eugene, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Well, Eugene has been a volunteer at the RTR and we always notice him with his cool hat. So thank you for that service there. We really appreciate you volunteering. Yep. And yeah, and the fact that we get to tour your rig today, so thank you.
Right, for the second time.
For the second time. Yeah, so for those of you who've been a long-time subscribers, you may recognize him. Bob did a tour of his about 6 or 7 years ago.
Spring of 2019. Yeah.
Yep, he's done some updates to then, but we thought we'd also just kind of revisit it because not that many people have these A-liners and they're kind of cool. So Eugene, tell me a little bit about what you're in.
So I'm in a 2018 Expedition. I saw my first A-liner in 2017 when I was traveling the country and pretty much fell in love with them, but it took me a while to find one. It folds down so it's flat. It's a pop-up camper, so it's nothing to tow behind my pickup truck. I have a solar system in it since, an improved solar system since I first started traveling. And of course we all do that, upgrade, upgrade, and upgrade.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
And how many feet is it when you're towing behind?
Well, the box itself is 15 feet and the tongue on the trailer is about 3 feet sticking out. Okay. And my truck's about 20 feet. So all in all, I'm about 40 feet long.
Okay, so you can fit in a diagonal parking spot, two spots.
Yeah. It weighed 2107 or 2170 when I first got it. I don't remember the number, but I've weighed it since then and it goes 2750 a couple of years ago, fully loaded on my way back from a trip.
That's pretty light.
From a season, yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, it's very, very light.
And the advantage of this over just a traditional pop-up camper is that you have hard sides. So,
right.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
I can camp in bear country. It's a lot more airtight than a regular pop-up camper by the lack of canvas.
Well, should we just go ahead and do a tour?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
Alrighty.
All right.
Since leaving in September of 2019, I have camped in all 48 states. Some of them are so old you can see that they're falling off. This particular model has outside storage here. I run my water back here. I'm not using the water system in the camper. I use jugs, and there's a hatch up front here, and there's one on the far side, and that's where I have my solar install. Oh, come on in.
I like that you have the barn. What is that considered, a barn door, barn style door?
Yep, yep. And that's because when this side folds down, this straight up and down door has to fold. So this has to fold down. This one goes this way, and this has to go with a wall and fold over 90 degrees. Oh, so yeah. It's hinged here, and this whole wall is hinged this way. Here we are inside, and this is my bed section back here, which was originally part of the sofa model. There's cushions here and 2 cushions on the back. And all this kind of slides back, and then you have to make it out into a bed. I've set it up permanently. I have a real mattress here, 10-inch twin XL mattress. And I've got little, my storage back there is just boxes with my clothes in. My CPAP is back there that I run off my 12-volt circuits. And this back opens up like the front does. We'll show you that afterwards. These bars that are up here are for strength of the sidewalls in high winds. Oh. There are latches here that hold the sidewalls up, and it's also good for drying towels and things. This is my kitchen here. My table, there used to be a table on the front end that was very wobbly. I got rid of that, and I got this piece of plywood and put a couple runners on it, so I can sit there. I can bring my chair in and sit here and use my laptop here, or play Chinese checkers with my friends, or cards, or a game, or whatever. I can even move it all the way up to the front here. As long as I keep this corner on, it's still there. So I can come here and reach my laptop and come back and set it up without having to take it down, you know. Where my microwave is, I took the big microwave out and put a smaller one in to conserve energy in my solar. And how do I keep that from stay in there? I just found a piece of scrap wood that and put a little piece of wood here for a block. There's an air conditioner in this, so when I'm on shore power, it's actually underneath this board and this was probably the first thing I did with wood. There's a big hole there for the air conditioner to blow cold air in. I needed something to cover that up because I was losing things down there all the time and had to empty this storage cabinet out to get it. When I first bought this in 2018, the furnace quit working on me. And so I eventually went to a buddy heater. And after I wore out the buddy heater, I bought a diesel heater and installed it where the furnace used to be. I do have a 2-burner stove. I sometimes use still, but I do most of my cooking on an induction cooktop. And my sink is storage. Under here, I like to compartmentalize things and by using boxes so that I know which box to go to. Storage under there, it was originally 2 shelves. And then kind of a unique thing, these lids lift up. This was originally a junk drawer. I took the bottom of the junk drawer out and made this. I have things stored in, I talked about compartmentalizing. I like to compartmentalize. Here's almonds and oatmeal. This is my cassette toilet. It had all this space in here that I'm not using cassette toilet all the time, so I made these boxes. Again, not permanently mounted to access this cassette toilet, but they are just resting on these 2 pieces of plywood that keep it from hitting this.
So you mentioned things on your counter and so forth. Once you decide to move, how long does it take for you to break this thing down to make it drivable?
I pride myself on not having much. I mean, you can see inside these 2 bars. Most of this stuff just goes right in here. I could probably be out of here in 25 minutes. I also have these containers underneath the bed that, because the bed is moved out away from the wall, there's about 15 inches of space here. So I've got these 3 containers under here. So I started out with the regular Group 24 battery that came with it. I murdered it in 3 months, replaced it. Very shortly thereafter, I bought 2 100 amp hour batteries. I eventually upgraded to a 200 amp hour lithium, and now I've upgraded to 2 230 amp hour lithium batteries. And when I did the upgrade to the 200 amp hour lithium, I put a 2,000 watt inverter in. I use Victron equipment.
And where is all that stuff located?
It's in this corner outside, and we'll take a look in there. It's accessible through the hatch on the outside. The batteries are actually underneath this corner here. The 2 batteries are on a platform the platform is screwed to the floor and ratchet strapped down to the board that's in place. I have 400 watts of solar on the back dormer of my A-liner. They are flexible panels. They only weigh 4.1 pounds apiece when I installed them, whereas a glass panel weighed like 14.7. Have them supported well. They have plenty of ventilation underneath, so they've lasted now 5.5 years now so far. I've just got a regular 3-way fridge in here. It's run on propane. In the summertime, it's about 3 weeks on a 20-pound barbecue tank. Out here, it's been a little bit longer than that because, of course, it's not that kind of heat. I particularly park my camper in such a way that the sun doesn't have very much strength to it when it hits the outside of this camper. So normally, I would want to park my camper dead south, but to keep the sun off of the vents for the refrigerator, I park about 20 to 30 degrees west of south.
Smart.
That still gives me good solar exposure to my panels all day, and it keeps the sun from hitting that, and it makes a big difference. The ambient temperature around these absorption refrigerators kills it, you know. I also have an induction cooktop that I cook on, and I really like it. It's real nice to be able to turn the temperature down 5 degrees and know that you've changed the temperature. Again, this is all storage space back here, but this is a breakdown. So it's not a permanent, but it gives me a counter extension so that I can have storage underneath it back there that's out of the sight, out of mind. And I can store things over here during the daytime. So I've got more counter space here if I'm just making a sandwich or putting together a salad. One of the other interesting things about this A-liner, it has the dormers on it, and it's already unlatched outside. So I can just take and push this up. And in the summer, when I'm at home, it gives good ventilation other than just opening the windows. And in weather, or if you're camped in bear country, You just close and latch those sides off, and it gives space that you can walk inside of it. And then to close it again, you just close these down, pull this strap, and it just falls back in place.
Yeah, so that adds quite a bit of room in here. Do you find yourself doing it often, or?
Mostly when I want, because we're in the winter time here in Quartzsite, and you know it gets a little bit chilly at night, the more space I have to heat up, the more energy it's going to use to do that heating, and it takes longer to make that happen. A-liners, particularly the ones with the dormers on them, are very susceptible to wind damage. If there's very high winds, they can pop this thing open like a Chinese takeout box, you know, and just open it right up. So there's two things I have on here that prevent that. There's a seatbelt type option that I bought from Randy Floyd, Wind Cheetah. Not in business any longer, but it's basically a seatbelt that when you're first opening up, wind can't take those two halves and pop them way open. The second thing after it's up, it has wind poles, which can also be a wind cable. And you can see that it's attached to the top of the front half. And I take it here and pin it into this half. So that more or less locks those two together. Keep in mind that these adapters are only riveted on, but they do provide some bit of security over not having anything. And there's one on the other side too, the same way.
So Eugene, you've been a nomad for quite a few years now. What's your favorite part about this lifestyle?
The traveling. I mean, I come to Quartzsite here in the winter, and for the last 2 years I've been volunteering at Van Aid. I've been volunteering at the RTR for the same period of time, shooting video for the media crew. And the friends that I've made when I come out here, building community, you know, I have about 4 different camps that I can go to at any one time that are here at different times, and just hang out with friends that I've made over my time here. And in my travels, I visit family coming east from Pennsylvania out to Arizona, and I travel through Texas. I've been to 284 national park units, traveled camped in all 48 states, and it's just, to me, it was a wonderful life in retirement.
Eugene, thank you so much for the tour of your A-liner. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, I enjoyed doing it. I like showing it off.
Now, you did mention that you're considering moving on to something else. Why do you want to go on to something else if you like this?
Well, I love it a lot, but in my advanced age, I'm only 71, but I'm having medical issues, knee problems and back problems. It'll be a lot easier for me in my mind that I can stop and take rests on the side of the road, because you can't pull into a rest area and open up a camper or a pop-up to take a break. They'll be knocking at your door in no time flat.
Yeah. Well, you know, and thanks a lot for giving us kind of like the pros and cons of it, because
Right.
you know there are many really cool things about this: lightweight,
Right.
folds down, aerodynamic. But there are downsides that people should consider before they go out and just buy one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So Eugene, also I'd love to know, if people out there are interested in finding out more about you, your travels, just whatever, how can we do that?
I have a Facebook and YouTube, and they're both my real name. For security's sake, don't tell anybody, but it's Eugene, and my last name is Breindel, Breindel. And I'm doing that for archival record, more or less. You know, I would like my grandchildren and their grandchildren to be able to see my face, hear my voice, and see the traveling that I've done.
So folks out there, what do you think of the A-liner? Can you imagine being in one of these and traveling in one of these? Or do you prefer something where you don't have to assemble? Please let us know in the comments below. If you got anything out of today's video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with friends, and until next time, see you down the road. So long.
Auf Wiedersehen.